John Slosek. Flight 123. Flight 123, John Slosek.
You know, the older I get, I reflect back to my younger years. I made a lot of mistakes in my younger years. A young man, I carried a lot of stress and worry on my back. A young father, had young kids, young wife, just purchased a house. Sometimes we ran out of money before we ran out of month. Always worried about paying the bills. Starting a new business, there was stress on my life. But I always kept going with my hair on fire. My wife would come up to me and said, "John, you're in life, but you're not in life. You're around the kids, but you're not with them." It was so true. She said, "John, these are the gemstones of our life. This is what makes your memories." And I used to think to myself, "Well, Joanne, I'm only 25. I've got 65, 75. I've got years ahead of me." But you know what I learned? That longevity is not guaranteed. You take it back a few months to my house on a Sunday. I got to tell you, in my house, we cherish Sundays. No phones, no stress, all the coffee I can drink. We hang out with dog Chelsea, we go to church, and we make a great day of it. For whatever reason on this Sunday, I decided to brush Chelsea. And I've got to let you know, my wife Joanne thinks the sun rises and sets over Chelsea. And I love the dog too. But as I'm brushing this dog, I must have brushed too hard because she screamed, and I swear it was heard around the world. Well, my wife accosted me verbally, saying, "You're insensitive." Well, I returned the favor to her, and we went back and forth, and you know what? We had an argument. To the point where I slammed my coffee down on the table, out the door, and in the church myself. And I felt very righteous about my position up until the point I sat in the pew. Something started creeping in. I think it was guilt bugs. Guys, have you ever been there? And I wondered to myself, I said, "Why didn't you shut your mouth? Why did you react that way?" And then the booming voice of the priest overtakes the speakers. Today's sermon is about the lost opportunities of love and appreciation. Have you ever been in a position where you think you've been placed in a certain area or a moment that has been fate? Because the priest started talking about an actual story. Flight 123 happened on August 12th of 1985. Plane flight leaving Tokyo International, heading to Osaka, Japan. 524 people on board. Plane flight left at 6:12, leveled off, and 12 minutes later, boom! The back of the plane exploded. People were rocked out of their seats, and without a question or a moment's instant, the plane took a nosedive 1,000 feet towards the ground. Miraculously, the pilots were able to upend the plane. And just as they did it, back down again. This terror went on for 20 minutes. I hate planes. I've got chills telling you this right now. These people suffered through 20 minutes of this, to the point where the pilots were able to stabilize the plane's altitude. And that's when the pilot emerged. Ladies and gentlemen, I have bad news. The explosion that we endured about 20 minutes ago knocked our hydraulic lines out. We have no control of the plane. We cannot land, turn, or adjust our altitude. We are where we are. The bigger problem is in front of us. Mount Taga-Magnahara, 200 miles out. Problem is that it's 1,000 feet higher than our altitude is right now. Our fate has been sealed. We're going to crash into that mountain in about 30 minutes. I am so sorry. I would ask that everybody comfort each other right now, hold hands, and write messages to those you love. Leave your words of legacy. God bless you all. And he disappeared into the cockpit for the last time, and 32 minutes later, that plane hit the mountain. It took authorities 12 hours to get up to them, and they found the wreckage. 4 people survived that crash. Amazingly. And as the rescue workers were on that mountain, papers billowing around their feet, picked them up. They couldn't believe it. Their final words. Mark, when we left each other with harsh words this morning, I was going to stop by and see you. I took off this evening, and I took for granted we'd get to see each other again. I want to let you know how much I love you. Please keep me in your thoughts forever. Mom and Dad, I can't believe this is happening. I want to thank you for everything you did for me, sending me to school and always taking care of me. I love my career. I love traveling. Oh my God, I'm on time. Billy. I knew that morning in church, I was delivered a second chance. To be able to get out of that queue, go home, and give my wife the biggest hug and kiss in the history of marriage. I know one thing's for sure, and it affects all of us, is that Mount Kagamahara is in front of each and every one of us right now. We have a date and time step on there that we each will run into individually. Is it 20 months? Is it 20 years? Is it 20 minutes? Yeah, we talk about Flight 123, but it could be Car 123, on Route 123, or Train 123, or it could be 1:23 a.m. in the morning. This makes life fragile. This makes life temporary. Let me ask you a question. Are you living life to the fullest right now? Are you living your dreams? Are you letting stress mow you down in life? Because if you don't correct this, stress, it's a failure solution. The biggest gift I can give you tonight is that each inside every one of us, we have the ability to give out love in abundance, appreciation to those gemstones, the people we love, because that's what makes the difference in our life. My gift tonight to you is Flight 123, second chance for you.